Hello once again. Welcome and welcome back. My name is Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. It is sometime in March 2020. We are still knee deep in the corona apocalypse. And it's not so bad out here. I mean, the sun's out. The grocery store lines aren't too long. But the powers that be, Cuomo and de Blasio, seem to say the worst is yet to come. They're predicting that we will see the peak of this in about 45 days, which, whatever, I can't trust either of those men as far as I can throw them, but they claim to be listening to the doctors and the scientists. So we shall see how this really goes down. But where it is appearing to get really bad, really authoritarian, they're really clamping down hard on people, which is out in the Bay Area. Probably LA too, but this is more about the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, those surrounding areas, right? And while there's a couple other things happening, Jussie, looking at you, Jussie, you're loving this corona panic, aren't you? You and Hillary both. Anyway, they've issued this mandatory lockdown, this shelter in place, which just smacks of authoritarian regime nonsense, but people are just eating it up. There's this clip going around on Instagram with some guys outside playing basketball, and the sheep in the comments are just like, how dare they? How dare they not listen to London Breed and Scott Wiener, who are both provably corrupt. I made videos about both of them. Check it out if you get a moment. You probably do have a moment. But so let's take a look at a little bit of this government-mandated shelter in place out in San Francisco. Stay at home except for essential needs. So that right off the bat is kind of like, well, I mean, I need to pay bills, I need to pay rent, mortgage, whatever it is, so my job is essential. But we've gotten to the point where the government is now telling you that, telling you which jobs are essential and which jobs are not essential. Now look at all the bars who probably bank on St. Patty's Day to pretty much make their year, but they were shut down because of coronavirus and, a handful of people that died up in Washington State at a nursing home. And I don't want to downplay it. Again, every life is certainly valuable, but this seems a little overreaching for a virus that is just not that bad. But, if we can flatten the curve, as they say, and maintain our social distancing, this better work and it better go away. Otherwise, we did all this for nothing. So this shelter in place goes from March 16th to April 7th. So imagine that. It's a long time, 3 weeks of doing exactly what the government tells you to do. What to do? The city issued a public health order requiring people to stay at home except for essential needs. Again, what is essential to Mayor London Breed may not be essential to somebody else, and vice versa. So I already don't really like the weasel words going on here, but she even says, whoever wrote this, it is okay to go outside for walks if you are not in a group. Stay at least 6 feet apart when leaving your home for essential activities. It's like, okay, you're going to tell me when, if I can go for a walk and how close I can come to somebody else? I mean, can I go out with my brother or sister, mom, dad, husband, wife? Give it a rest, guys. Why are we doing this? This is a critical intervention to reduce harm from the spread of the coronavirus. Now is the time to do everything we can to prevent the situation from getting much worse. Every hour counts. That's true. That's true. We do need to be careful, I suppose, but I'm still not 100% sold, especially taking orders from somebody like London Breed or Scott Wiener or Gavin Newsom, who are all provably corrupt individuals. And then they go on to list essential services that will remain open. They even have a little link here so that you can go to the city-approved businesses, city, county, government services, police stations, fire stations, gas stations, pharmacies, blah, 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 laundry services, so you can do that. What can't I do? This one really kind of ticks me off. You cannot engage in group activities with other people. You cannot have dinner parties. How are you going to stop somebody from having a dinner party? I mean, honestly, if a couple of people want to get together because they've all been cooped up in their house, why not go to one other person's house and have a little bit of a charcuterie or something? It's just insane these measures that they're trying to take. You cannot go to a nail salon or get your hair cut by a stylist or barber. They're telling people that they can't even get a haircut because of coronavirus. And I'm no scientist, obviously I'm no doctor, but I just don't think the numbers are to that point yet. And even if they were, sue me. I would rather die than live in fear and take orders from corrupt government officials in California. Is this mandatory or just a guidance? It is mandatory. This order is a legal order issued under the authority of California law. Now we know that California makes the most bizarre laws year after year after year, and this is just another one. And it pains me to say that they really do just want complete control. They didn't think twice about cleaning up all the needles and poop off the streets, but when an imaginary virus comes around and kills a couple people, they want to lock everything down. You guys have had hygiene issues for years, and now you want to clean up? Give me a break. Can I leave my home to visit friends or family members if there is no urgent need? No. Well, who decides what's urgent? Maybe my boy over there in Berkeley got the loud pack and I want to go test it out. And we might share a blunt one time and not die from the virus. Give me a break. Who decides if it's urgent? This is driving me up a wall. Can I still get deliveries from online stores? Can I order from online stores? Yes. Okay. So I can't go to a friend's house unless it's urgent and death is upon us, but I can still order from Amazon, even though they may or may not be delivering in a timely fashion. Can I take public transport, bus, subway, train? Yes, but only for essential travel. Again, essential to one person may or may not be essential to somebody else. I can't stress that enough. This is infuriating. And I will eventually have to make find a silver lining in all this and make a happy video. Hopefully we'll get there soon. Are medical cannabis dispensaries considered an essential service? Yes. Okay? So like I said, my boy out in Berkeley got the loud pack. That's urgent to me and I need to go visit him. And I'll bring my own pipe so we don't even have to share a bowl or share a blunt. So medical cannabis dispensaries are essential. So they've mandated that. All right, out of everything else, you can't even go get a haircut, but you can go buy an eighth of weed. All right. What if my business is not considered an essential business? Does this order require that I shut down my business? It says, you and your employees are allowed to perform minimum basic operations. Again, these weasel words, this weirdo stuff that they're doing is just a complete 100% power grab, in my humble opinion. And they've wanted this for so long. They've wanted this for so long, and this is just the perfect excuse to get it all done. So when this is all over, do not let them continue this authoritarian, heavy-handed shelter in place. It's insane. I mean, because before you know it, they're going to tell you what you can't. Moving on. Am I allowed to leave the areas covered by this order to travel to or from a vacation home outside of the Bay Area? Now, I'm guessing if you have enough money to have a vacation home and a regular home out in the Bay Area, you probably aren't obeying this anyway. You probably already got the test and tested negative. Or maybe you tested positive symptomless like all these NBA stars and Hollywood actors. It's like, no. Except to the extent that if you leave the Bay Area, you do not travel back. Except for a permitted purpose or whatever this thing says. It's insane. So if you have a vacation home in California, you're doing whatever it is you want. Believe that. Can I leave my home to go to church, synagogue, or mosque? No. So again, this is what they want. California and the Bay Area especially, they cannot stand religion. They cannot stand Christianity. I mean, they like Islam, right? Because brown people and headdresses and all that stuff, they love that diversity. But you cannot go to church. They've been trying to get rid of churches since I was little. And again, this is the perfect opportunity for them to take full control and make you listen to the woke god of San Francisco. Oh, what sports can I play? I mean, come on. They're telling me what sport. You can engage in certain activities outdoors, but you should not play sports indoors or play team sports. And this comes back to that KTVU Instagram post of some people out in the panhandle just shooting some hoops. And everybody in the comments just losing their marbles like, well, they're not listening to the government mandate. Arrest them. They're going to kill us. Oh, give me a break, guys. I cannot stress enough that the streets of San Francisco were literally covered in human feces and hypodermic junkie needles. And now they're worried about a health crisis. Miss me. So then they go on to tell you what you can and can't do as far as yoga and stretching and swimming pools and stuff. How will I entertain my kids? Imagine that, a parent locked down in this, asking the government how to take care of their kids. If you're asking the government how you should take care of your kids, then you deserve this. How will I entertain my kids? Can we go to the playground or arrange play dates? Do your best to entertain your children with games, reading, puzzles, TVs, and videos at home. Children are not able to maintain social distance, and even adults are prohibited from socializing with friends in this manner. I mean, they got these people by the short and curlies, you know, at it. Anyway. Well, this is my favorite, and this is the last one. What happens if I don't comply? Good question. I'm asking the same thing. This is legally enforceable. This is a legally enforceable order issued under California law. It is a crime to violate this order, and you may be punished by a fine or imprisonment for doing so. So all I can say is I can declare something essential to my well-being and go do it. But we want London Breed and Scott Wiener and Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters to be making the rules out in California, and I can only imagine that they are going to find a way, because they are really give them a foot, take a mile type of people, to extend this indefinitely and make sure that everybody plays by their books while they line their pockets with the socialist tax dollars under the rules that they're trying to implement. So we'll see how this goes. I'll be back with another one. And until then, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening.